form corporations.
Welcome in, y'all.
Where they can enrich their experience, learn new elements of gameplay, and share their wealth and goals. When these player-run corporations grow to become larger entities, they can merge with other corps to form alliances. Powerful alliances.
Well, the guys got some updates. Stockton, some small town. So we're gonna grab supper and look at the weather a little bit, try to come up with a tentative, firmly assured plan that'll change 3 times. Go through the light rain a couple times, and what I feared is happening. Rain hits the windshield and just sticks right there. It does not move, meaning if we drive through snow or sleet, it's not going anywhere. We don't have wipers, all that's burned up, motor and wiring and everything. We gotta go mock Jesus to get it to move anywhere. So, gonna have to come up with a plan here. Truck is running great. It's actually running a little bit better the more we drive it. So those ranges are starting to come around. Pressure must be improving. Fuel mileage is still terrible, but that's just big block life. There's the Chrysler, Chevy, Ford, they all get 9 to 10. They pull a house down the road, same mileage. You know what I mean? But let me go get something to eat and let you know. That'll put us within a decentish striking distance to get up at 4:35 in the morning, and that'll give us about 2 hours before the snow starts flying. I think that's going to be the plan because we'll be getting in super late tonight. But rather than try to drive through the night with 2 headlights doing this and my eyeballs, which had way too much brake lean, we're going to try to split it up. So basically, take a nap, get up after dumping some water on my head, and we'll be pretty much still in the dark, but probably arriving right when the sun's coming up. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. Fueling up now. Let's get some more miles done. For fuel once again, getting really late. We're still pushing on. Got 2 issues. One, we went from mid 70s to 32 degrees. Pretty tough on the engine. But the thermostat isn't opening. The engine's running too cool. This new radiator in the front, this thing is like 140 degrees right now. So I have no heat in the cab whatsoever. And the back window keeps sliding down. And we got the cloth floor and bathtub floor fans going on. So I'm use the cardboard to just jam it on the radiator, try to slow some of the air coming through, see if we can warm that thing up. The other issue is my belt. I'm going to have it typically pop in the hood just so I can foresee how I'm breaking down as we go. You can see all the belt dust on there, and thankfully it's the power steering. Well, thankfully, because we don't want to lose the charger rotor, but the power steering belt's going to go in here pretty soon, and this thing is going to be a handful without power steering. There's the cardboard in there. There's a bolt sticking out down here. I just smashed it over that. Hopefully that'll stay in place. If we need to, we can start zip tying it or something. Of course, all the parts stores are closed this late, so I'm going to run until that belt pops, and then we'll figure out what to do.
My husband used to ejaculate prematurely until this.
Okay, so my husband has this fun habit of ejaculating prematurely every time he has sex. I keep telling him it doesn't matter to me.
Well, we are gonna put on the side of the interstate right now. And no power steering, no water pump, no tracking motor. I should have just cut the power steering belt off because I'm pretty positive it wrapped up the water pump alternator belt with it. So, let me take a look, see what we got, see if we can come up with something. I have no belts whatsoever. Well, I have no idea how. I was mistaken. I thought the charger motor went up over the water pump, but it's the power steering belt. It's still here. It just came off and got shredded. It was, oh, we got so lucky. It was bound up underneath here. So I can come over here and loosen up this, get this belt on, and we're just gonna crawl it to the next exit. Look at that. It's just like a little piece of licorice. But it might work long enough to get us to a motel somewhere. I don't have any blankets or anything to stay warm. Gotta be in the 20s. Few hundred yards, maybe a mile. We'll have to see which way is closest to a motel. Might have to jump the median. Alright, let me come up with the plan. See which way we're going. I gotta start changing belts before we leave. I just try and save money. Okay, there is an exit about a mile and a half, mile and 3/4 up here. Let's just get to that exit. Now I'm gonna shut it down and we'll try to figure out for sure what we're doing. There's gotta be a cockroach inn or something around there. Well, we made it to a motel and actually it would be like 4.9 miles. First exit was like a truck pull-off thing. I'm not gonna risk that belt with how cold out it is, and it's gonna be even worse tomorrow, so we're gonna have to wait for a parts store. There is an O'Reilly, like a mile down the road here, opened at 7. And I think that's exactly when it's supposed to start. No, 2 hours before that. Hour before that. Anyway.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna set up this computer over here so I can read the chat.
Whatever size it has, we'll make it.
But welcome in. If you guys are in here, what we're doing is we're
We'll see you guys.
we're listing on eBay right now.
Well, good morning. Let's see all this here. I've called around.
Let's see here.
The store open. They do have the belt we need. Let's fire up the truck, get down there, grab that thing, get it on, and we're gonna see how bad this traffic is. Everyone in the south is panicking. I mean, when it sprinkles rain here, it shuts down the highways and interstates. If this white stuff coming down, it's gonna be something else.
Okay, it snowed inside all night, which is a good sign you're in a pristine vehicle. With my unsurpassed knowledge and experience driving junk vehicles in the north, what I'm going to do is tape off the floor heater because the blend arm is broken naturally. Get ready for that to come off the defroster. Wow. What a good big block. And we're not going to use heat for as long as possible. We want the windscreen cold, so the snow just bounces right off the top. And when it turns into a wintry mess, which will happen here soon, it's going to start getting humid in here. It needs to defrost for it.
Oh, that's LJ. What up?
It's hot, and anything that contacts it starts melting.
This is your call. Platform 2 is not flames. Here is just war. Platform 2, rated R, streaming now only on Peacock.
I think this is possibly missing. Oh, it's right here.
Snoring, gasping, feeling exhausted.
Probably should take that out.
To Zepbound, the first and only prescription medicine that improves moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, in adults with obesity. A breakthrough treatment that significantly reduces breathing interruptions during sleep. After taking Zepbound for just 1 year, many people had no OSA symptoms. Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling on your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduling procedures with anesthesia. Nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen other problems.
We're listing live on eBay is what we're doing.
Zepbound.com.
Listing live.
Sounds great. Up in the morning, dog. Just run on 6.
I got a whole list of stuff to talk about. If I get some people in here asking questions and stuff, I do have stuff to talk about.
I think the shifter might have come undone.
Feel free to ask any questions that come to mind. But we're basically live listing on eBay. Just getting them listed in live. Just getting them listed in live.
And then I'll just put it up against the curb and shut it off, I guess.
Getting them live.
Oh, yeah, the Corolla. Alright, update. We made it. 2 miles, shifter is fixed. Just the rod came out of there. There's another rod that goes
I'm just kind of
over it that is the shifter
focusing
indicator.
on everything that I think people would want to know if they were interested in this item.
Super cold. That's
What are the
it's at.
connections?
Power steering is gone.
Any kind of
That made it. I'm letting it warm up.
stats or specs for the item?
Power steering up. Finally kicked the bucket. Bam!
Anything that they would want to know as a buyer, I'm trying to get those in all the pictures.
We're just going to throw it in, and if we need it, we have it.
And it looks like this is a charger for some kind of kids,
358 degrees. You gotta get a nice heat cycle.
like a replacement charger for an RC car or something like that. No idea. It doesn't matter. It's a good brand. This is the Schumacher. I always sell these if I can find them. Anything to do with charging and this brand, they usually do pretty good. Like what I expect as far as value here is not really that much. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in shelf A. Yeah, the value isn't much, probably maybe like $30 or so. But it's something that people are always buying. Someone's gonna look up this specific box and look for the charger for one of their kids' toys or something.
We got no gears. I'm gonna put it dry with the fingers. It's super cold. That's what we're gonna say.
Just like that, shelf A.
Oh, there. Little blip in the throttle. Do we trust this? That's the thing. We break down on the side of the road, no gears. I don't really have a reliable heat source. Why is my power steering back? I don't know. It wants to land, but then it doesn't. Then it says fine, and it's like, no, you should have left me. You should have left me. Alright, let's get the next.
Welcome to my world. This is what I'm doing. Get up and I try to take as many pictures as I can. I guess that's how I'm gonna do my first picture up close like that. Try to get the ring light glares out of it. And I just kind of try to show them every angle that I can here. A lot of the times I don't know what all these things are, and I just don't know. So you just kind of have to wing it to try to figure out what people are wanting to see.
Oh, I got a jug with me.
This is what it
Flash
is.
this in. I got an exit coming up here. Top route. We're getting close.
And it's some kind of calibrator, so like whenever this gets touched, see how it's moving the dial? So it'll tell you how far it's moving. Not sure if it is working accurately or not, but that's it. So straight into A6.
Well, the Bronco is back in Tennessee. And you know what? I've got a lot of time to think about this. I wanted to apologize to you fellas and fellas. You've been asking me for years to do a Bronco. I don't know what it's so long. Truth be told, I had a lot of fun.
Now here's the thing, should I list this as 1 or 2?
Okay?
I have 2 of them, so
What's your opinion? What are we doing this time? I mean, we just went 1,000
not
plus
sure
miles
exactly.
on this thing.
They sell pretty good on their own,
I don't know. You bleep blue from down below.
but somebody may
And
want
I'll check that out. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you so very
to
much.
have 6
Just a
jars of
reminder,
cookies,
the
right?
Logic won't work if you don't. See you next time.
think I'm just gonna do quantity of 2.
For small business owners, taxes was more questions than answers. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who knows your industry, so your small business can really take off. Now this is Taxes.
Let's try it. Let's try to stand out a little bit in the listings here. We're gonna list a lot of 2 of these.
eBay, limited drop,
Hey, legit?
guaranteed authentic.
055. Also eBay.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay.
I'm also thinking about maybe reorganizing this.
This here is a 1978 Chevrolet Silverado, you know, 3/4 ton camper special flavor. It's got the big block 454,
No,
turbo
it's
400
not as good.
transmission behind it, and a whole bunch of other goodies. Of course, it doesn't run. It's been off the road for 16 years. Let's see if we get this thing fired back up and back on the road.
That's gonna sell them. That's gonna sell them. So I offset them here, made an overhang here so that you could tell that there was 2 obviously in the picture.
Well, as you can see, things are getting a little tight
And
in Rusty Acres.
That's kind of
I think the
what
first
makes
thing I'm
this
gonna do is just
lot
hang
special
around
is that
this.
there's
Drag her
6
back
jars
so
instead of
we
3.
can get around
So we want
this
everyone to
thing.
know that.
There's a lot going on with this rig. Flat tires.
So you just want to get the model number. You want to identify what condition it's in. This one's nice because it's got both sides.
All right, go ahead, bud.
Boom. Get a close-up of everything interesting. And just keep cruising.
Well, she's been sitting here a while. This rig came out of Texas. You'll see here in a minute. She is rust free, and I ain't kidding you. Ended up in Arkansas. Actually bought it off a subscriber. We had to use a tow truck to get it out of his backyard. I mean, it was in there, and it was in there for a long, long time. Dropped her off right here in Rusty Acres, and it sat again for a long, long time. Way past due to get this thing back on the road, hopefully. I was really interested in this one because my first truck ever was the Silverado Camper Special. Same setup right here, except mine was that kind of like that copper color and silver. Other than that, completely identical. Well, let's take a walk around this thing, see what we're working with here. Let's start in the bed, see if we got any engine parts or something like that. The guy always likes to start in the trunk or the bed of the vehicle. Just tells you so much about the rig itself.
Shelf 8.
We got an extra hood in here. It looks pretty decent too. Okay, we could probably use that on the ramp truck. That one's folded up like a cheap taco. I ain't kidding you. Okay, exhaust manifolds, that's great. Big old tow mirrors. Other than that, we got chrome bumper edge.
I don't know if you guys hear
That seems to
the
be an extra too.
TV in the background,
Okay. We'll take
but I
it.
like to
Look at
watch
the
videos
bike
of old
strips.
trucks,
Actual bike strips.
people working on
There's
trucks and things
multiple
like that.
occasions This old gal actually did haul around a camper for
While
many
I'm
years.
listing something that you
Well,
don't have
you can
to
tell because of the way that it is, but also
look at the
because
TV
it's
to enjoy. You kind of want to find something that
That's because
you
the
can just
tailgate
enjoy
was
listening
off.
to. Maybe glance at it every once in a while,
The
but
tailgate was off.
you just kind
So
of
they
mindlessly
have it
just
slipped
keep
in
going
camper
and going
place
and
here.
going and
It works beautiful.
just try to stay in the zone. So I got my coffee here.
Nice looking hood.
I'm
in
shooting
here.
with the Panasonic
We
Lumix.
got
This is the
exhaust
GH4.
manifold, great. And
It's got a 14 by 140 lens on it.
Apparently worked on this rig at some point.
I do think that
Real
the
nice
camera
space
is
grip up
important.
there.
However, I think
Seat
that
clampage.
like
I
this
mean,
camera is
original
good for
long.
close-ups
I don't know about
and
that storage. footage or something
like
that.
good quality
This
photos,
must have been
but
drawn
we also have
not
been
too long
using,
ago.
let me go grab it really
Store
quick.
stuff back in here. I'm probably gonna take it off. There are some rigs that I like to topper shells on, kind of like lawsuit, but I just don't think it's working for me on this one here. You know what I mean?
Sometimes here on the table, the Canon is the best option. Today we're going to get into some smaller items, like some smaller zooms, so I might end up using this when we get into all of the drill bits and stuff like that. But what is this one? This is the Canon PowerShot SX260. SX260 if you guys want to look for these, but I ended up going with this because I don't know, they're around $100 on the marketplace, maybe $150 on eBay. I ended up getting this one for like $75, and that's just to keep the cameras moving. So really excited about getting the homie over here to start working this and doubling these listings up, and hopefully we can turn something into nothing here. But we got some other plans that we're going to do with the money. So we got some big blow up things that could happen. We just need a couple things to fall our way.
I'm definitely not going to get rid of it or trash it. It's in good shape. I ain't kidding you. Normally these are blued out, and they're not because I'm looking at it. That's neat. Anyway, look at this thing. No.
Up next, we're going to do these.
Nothing. Well, surface rust, but give me a break, would you?
We're going to do these. These are crazy.
Pretty awesome. It's gonna
If
have
anyone's
no
here,
legs.
type in the chat what you think this
Of course,
is
won't work.
worth.
That's just the way they came from the factory.
What do you think this
They
is
got
worth?
silver rattle badges on. Front bumpers in excellent condition. Look at all the selections.
How many people are watching?
Oh, custom bow tie. What is that? Pine? Probably.
All right, there's 2 other people in here.
Hood's been
Do me a favor, go ahead and throw
be red.
in the chat what you think this little screwdriver thing is worth, and then after I get a
Some
couple
sort of big antenna was on this guy.
guesses, I'll tell you what it's worth.
At one point, like 17 different mirror setups. That's
Don't
pretty
look it up. Just
Here's
tell
that
me. Shoot from the hip.
for the camper. This guy was serious. Oh, and we got the old rock shocks. Show you that here in a second. There's the other tank. Tires are pretty good. You know, they might hold some wind.
All right. Playing hard to
Definitely.
get. No big deal.
Definitely not. Oh, we got airbags in there. And an exhaust tip dumped.
All right. Well, these
I
little
mean,
things are
that's-
worth about
that's
$100. Maybe like
For me,
a little more
specifically.
than that.
Another tie-in. Rear sway bar fillers, overload springs, airbags. Look at that rear end. Holy buckets.
But it's a screwdriver that comes with these specialty like little bits right there,
Rock shocks.
and you can grip them right there in the green, and you can spin them by hand, so you
See
can
those
like,
shocks?
you know, they're just handy, well made, made for machine shops and stuff. Right now we're listing a unit that had a bunch of machine
He
shop
slows that down.
parts and
So you don't
drill
get,
bits
you know,
and
this with the camper.
all kinds of stuff like that.
This
So
rig is set up
I've never sold any of this stuff before.
that
This
much
isn't
right now.
stuff that we normally sell.
That's been in
So
the glass the whole time. That's
it's
how
kind
I
of cool to
ride.
get into something different.
Left it in
I
there.
think we kind of hit the jackpot, but I haven't really gone through
What's this?
to figure out exactly
2002?
what the value is on everything,
Must have
but
been
I've glanced at a couple items
That's when it came out of Texas.
just to figure it all
I
out.
went to Arkansas and then I kind of just sat.
This one,
No wind left in that
going to
tire either.
A6.
No wind left in that one. This is cool. Normally these are
I'm gonna
gone,
put
stolen or ripped off.
an 8 on it.
It's all there. Silver rattle.
So when I have multiple items like this, I'll put
Camper. See, this is TV. It's camping.
a number on it, so I keep these numbers handy, so I can just give it an 8,
200 GVW
and then
in this rig. Well, let's
like
get
honestly, I
it.
usually put them in a bag, but for something like this, I'll probably just put an 8 like right
Really
there.
hot in there. Now we can fix that. Oh boy, we got partage. Lots of partage. It is 6,000 degrees in here. It smells like an anthill full of gin. Stings the eyes, actually. Woo. Okay. Wow, there is a lot of stuff in here. I'm gonna have to bring you in here. We got mission sticks, glove box and stuff. Oh, what's that? Oh, this is cool. Derek, I really hope you like and enjoy the old Chevy. Thanks so much for buying it from me. I really do enjoy your channel and all the rescues. Really hope to see it go on the channel and possibly brought back to life. Keep up the good work. Murph, looks like bought it in January of last year. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna get his papers out of
I
here.
don't know if there's supposed to be a little microchip or something in
Look
here.
at this thing. Don't
So
be
I
shy.
just
Get
took it
in.
out. The most important thing to do when you're selling this stuff is to just make sure that you're being
This
honest
looks
with
like
what
a
it is.
custom-made
So I don't know if that thing's supposed to come with it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to show that it's in that condition. Whatever it is, it is. Just be honest with people. Let people know exactly what they're doing so that they can be comfortable
Look at this.
in spending their money on your item.
I can't believe it, but I'm looking right at it.
See, like that's got a serial number on it, so I want to get that serial number.
Got the level stick on there
For
the
sheezy.
camper. This thing is just a cherry.
I've got the tag in there. The tag says, this pink tag right here says,
Brand new
needs
set
new
of
batteries.
in here.
works great, no issues.
That's
So I'm
crazy.
selling it as it's working good in its current condition.
Ooh, nice
If they've got any problems with it, then I owe them some money. They get to send it back, and I give them their money back. But you're identifying the item the best you can. You're explaining everything that you know about its current condition, and then you're throwing it up, man. Just put it up and let people buy it.
Great.
But things like this is where the money's at. If you guys aren't flipping, you're losing. I don't know, man, but you can screenshot this right now and look at it and look up the values for it, and you'll be surprised, man. This is a half a day's work, maybe, you know, or
But we got it.
I don't know, in the right condition. Like that could be a whole day's of work. So it's a big deal.
Car cleaner and some oil. That's it. Rear sliding.
I went all the way around it. I labeled it A6.
Power locks. We got the pump.
And it's on to the
We got
next.
level front and backer too. I don't know what that is.
I don't really need the pink tag after I photographed it.
Got the
Everything will be in the listing.
stuff like that.
So it is what it is.
This wheel is disgusting. We got 96,000.
Put in the chat what you guys are curious about. If you are curious, I'm here for you. So we're gonna list another one of these, brand new in the box.
You know what? That might just be 96,000 original.
But these go for over $100.
Uncommon. for fellas to buy nice
You know,
rigs
over
like this.
$100 right there.
Shebang.
It's pretty hard to make $100 these days, guys. There it is right there. This is my second one listing.
You guys let me know what you think. Bleep boop.
You just got to look stuff up, man. Be knowledgeable about what stuff is. Here's how I break down eBay in a nutshell, okay, guys? I know I'm right here and I can't see you guys, but just bear with me, okay? eBay is all about finding the highest quality example of whatever it is. This is just a screwdriver with a machine tip on it, right? But it's the highest quality screwdriver and machine tip that you can get, and that's why people are after this. If it was a Sharpie, I'm just looking for the best Sharpie. I'm looking for the best Sharpie example out there, and I'll buy those. And if those don't sell, then I don't sell Sharpie. Move over to this. Hey, what is this? Oh, it's a scratch tool. Not really worth anything, but if I found 20 of these and I've listed it on eBay, they'd sell for like $30. So everything's got value. You're just looking for the best example of all items out there, whether it's a jacket, airplane propeller, it doesn't matter.
Normally this would be just
Look for a high quality example of that item, and it will sell.
And everything. It's not. That looks like original carpet. Pretty good shape. I'm gonna have to say that might be 96. We got a solid truck here.
Nobody's
AC, of course.
typing nothing in the chat, y'all.
Dash isn't too terribly
It's
bad.
alright, I'm just here talking to
What are the chances
myself.
That visor's been on there the whole time. Headliners, no, pinned up. Standard issue. I like that. We'll leave that be. Glass.
At least them whatnotters
Oh,
will
no.
be typing in here.
That's too bad.
Okay, so I listed the other one as a 8.
The guy's gonna get
Well,
on
this one
power
is
line
10.
here. See what we got.
They're going in the same box, so
That's broken. There she is.
over
454.
here.
With the big
Put a 10 on
box.
that sucker.
Right there, staring right at me. Oh, it's got headers on it.
It's all about labeling
That's
so you
why
can
that
find it
whole
later.
thing back.
We're putting it in this bin,
That's a win. I'll couple the bolts
and if
back
necessary,
out.
we give it a number within its
Jet
bin.
in there.
Every item gets its own bin number and item number when we put it into eBay.
Some weird wiring
So like that could be A6 dash 187, whatever, however that works.
And I ain't kidding you about that the least bit. Well, get in here and take a look at this too. Oh, the old guy got parked up under some tape. I hope that didn't rust out in there. Oh my God, lucky. Well, here we go. Dirt daubers everywhere. They're kind of the mice of the north. In the south, I think. Down here, it's the dirt daubers, is what I'm trying to say. There's those headers, nice and rusty, but they're in there. Speaking of mice, I don't see the wires chewed up.
That was
Anywhere.
not a good photo.
Forget the lid flip, they went straight to the
Don't know
front.
why,
So that's good.
but it did not catch it.
One belts are on it.
Boom.
Still got the fan clutch, which feels really nice. Had the dual batteries. Ground. I bet it went over to here. Some sort of diffuser. Oh, that
I'm on that
you
live
can't break
life.
that. So they ran some power
I'm on
up
that live life.
back to there. You know what I mean?
This one's got 2
And the
different
underside
ports
of
on
it
it, so I
blue.
want to make sure I show
Interesting when they swapped it. Still got the
what kind of
original jack
ports
and the handles.
these are.
And it burns oil like crazy.
You can put your hand in it, man. People aren't scared of
Looks
seeing
good.
your damn
The
hand.
transmission
I hate when
shift
people
juice,
talk
not
like
sure
that.
yet.
Oh, your photos, they're
But I
not
think
perfect.
I think it's good. It's all here.
My photos are dope, though.
Can the fuel make it happen?
Check out my store in the link
That's-
down
oh,
below.
look
You
at
can see
that.
what I'm selling
Custom
stuff for.
spacer. Oh yeah.
The thumbnail, I put my numbers on there. I've got
Huh.
like a 70% sell-through rate
Wiper motor. Everything is.
in 90 days.
Just
So
like
70% of what I
hard to-
list
I don't
sells
know
in
why.
90 days.
Well, I tell you what. My littlest human I'm responsible for, Bentley.
And I only
It's
list
about
good items.
213 degrees Celsius, and it's fixing to rain here in probably about 45-50 minutes. I think what we're gonna do is hook a chain on this, drag her down the hill, get her in the pole barn, and we'll work on it in there.
This
We
could
have
be
the
pretty
technology.
expensive,
We
man.
can do that now, you know? So we'll get the tractor and wrestle this thing around.
Not sure what
Now
that
they're gonna
does,
get in
but
here
it
and
does
see how
something.
many are in. Might have to find some spares and this thing rolls and whatnot. Well, little dude's probably gonna jam on the brake pedal out of habit. So I'm gonna pop this open, pop rocks and juice. Can we get lucky and have brakes? No. No, that's never happened before. But who knows? Oh yeah. 1,000,000% plumb dry. That's fine. He's rolling down the windows, trying to get the heat and the smell out of there. Hey, you want to hit the brake pedal? See if it moves?
I'll be chilling,
Is it moving?
taking pictures,
All right. We'll keep
taking
pumping it.
pictures, and
Elbow
chilling,
stock, that's nice.
and chilling. Just
Does
chilling.
it go all the way to the floor?
Just
It
give
does?
me a chill.
Great. Well, at least there's some juice in there now anyway. Won't score up that master cylinder. That's good, buddy. We're not sure how, but this tire is actually
I was pretty tempted to lock this up with my other fishing reels, but I have not had good luck locking my fishing reels up.
This is good here.
It's almost like people are really specific about what reel they're looking to get now.
I could bring around and I'll see. It's even got cruise control. This tire's holding there some out. All the deal. It might just, go down the road yet.
I'm just gonna keep this other one that I got. Got another one, but this is kind of good for the kiddos. I'll probably keep this one. Type in the chat what you guys are up to today. I hope everyone's doing good, grinding or chilling. I hope life is good for you. Let me know if you got any questions. I like my chat crazy and wild. Put some weird shit in there.
Right, he's gonna jump in and I guess only steer. We just touched it.
Like this one time?
Yeah, there's nothing. That's weird.
There was this one time, okay?
This brand new last no, that's like 40 years old.
There was this one time that
so when you start speeding up,
I farted in a ball jar.
3-point into the front here. Should work pretty
I
good.
sealed it up,
Oh, nice. Good find.
and my fart was up in there.
Cool. Keep that in there. We'll put that on there.
And
You ready, bud?
I sealed it up again, tightened it up, and man, the rest was history. Tell that story to anyone. They'll relate. They'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Tire's gonna work out. Oh yeah, it goes great. Coming down here. Just ease them together. The truck can only go as fast as the tractor.
So I got a bunch of these. And these are tricky, guys, because individually they're selling for like 75, 80 bucks for just this thing. But I've got 4. They don't cost that much to ship, but if say you paid $8 to ship each one individually, what is that, $32 to ship all these. You could lot them all up together, only pay $10 for shipping, get a little more value, maybe even give them like $20 off to buy all of them.
Fought us, and I ain't kidding you, but we got her in here. It took 3 or 4 attempts to get her lined up right. Hard for little dude to twirl on that wheel with these big tires on there without the PS pumping and whatnot. Plus the wheel is slimy and slippery, and we gotta address that. Nonetheless, we got her in. Well, truth beyond went ahead and behold, my intentions with this rig is just clean it up bumper to bumper, and I'm going to be selling it actually very soon. If you've been following me for a while, though, you know I've been having a devil of a time selling anything anymore. I just end up with a bunch of tire kickers and waste of time. Then I found Hemmings Auctions, and that's what I'm actually going to be using for this and all of my vehicles going forward. There's a bunch of benefits to it. If you haven't heard of this, you should really check it out, honestly. You get a specialist that's assigned to you that helps you from listing all the way through sale. They write up your auction. It's a professional automotive journalist, does it all for you. They'll even come out and take pictures of your rig if you wanted to. Maybe you're still flipping the phone up, or you ain't got a digital camera.
If you guys are in here, do I have anyone in here? No.
And for me, my favorite part, all bidders are actually verified human beings, and they're verified by credit card. So you're not gonna have people just bidding up your truck and then ghosting you, like some other platforms I've been having issues with. So keep an eye out, that's where this is gonna end up. But first things second, you know, doesn't even run or move. Let's not get the egg before the cart. The horses in the chicken coop, or whatever. Keep forgetting. This year
Those
you
should
gotta
sell.
pop it.
Maybe I'll flip them over to show them that they're
Well,
not
I'm
used.
rooting around in here. Bentley's
Maybe
actually
they
gonna
are used a
crack
little
this
bit.
cab open,
Just show them what
start
they
pulling
are,
all of the stuff on the
what to
inside out,
expect.
vacuum it. I think he wants to clean the glass up and stuff like that as well. So we'll cut him loose on that.
I do a shade
He's got
left and a
table
shade
here set
right.
up. He's gonna be putting
Really easy to think
everything
about,
on that.
and it's
We're
easy
on
to
this
get
right
everything
here.
in the photo.
I just want to make sure this thing even turns
A6,
over. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get down there on the crane.
and I should probably give
throw
this a
wrench on
number.
that, try to twirl this thing over. Try to
A6
get
8.
360 degrees out of it. Make sure nothing's binding up and doing that stuff.
So then I need to find or make sure that I can keep these together so they don't get mixed up. I'm not going to be able to fit them in a bag, I don't think. I don't know how to do it.
Back to me and it looks pretty good in here.
I'm gonna be honest, right to your brain. I can't get my arms in there on the crank or nothing. I've been fighting and fighting.
I don't know if this is a
Bearing
good
drive is
idea.
just fixed in such a way that I can't get a wrench in an arm there. What I'm gonna do is try to go right off the old charging order bolt here. Sometimes the feller can get enough tension on the belt.
No,
instead of
because
using
it was
their
starting
arm.
to bend
This is
this.
a big old
So let's not do that.
740 tray.
Let me just find a bag to put it
I'm
in.
not quite sure. We'll just have to see. Here we go. Here we go now. Slippage.
This is the bag I don't think it's going to fit in.
I think it just rolled over. Yep, there it goes. Oh, thank goodness. That's spinning.
Oh my gosh, it's in.
Right, here's the valve train.
It's in.
Valve training in there, snap blade. Well, that's great news that this old big box still turns over. Frankly, I'm a little surprised, to be honest, because I know for a fact that those 16 years it sat outside the entire time. Especially here, no cover at all, not even some trees. Moisture usually creeps up the old exhaust or down the fuel making happener and sticks something up, but I guess we got lucky in this case.
You know,
see
guys,
what
to be honest with you,
it says on the blood stick here. 6,000.
I've been down here
Empty.
listening
There's
so
nothing
much
there. That's good. Pan gaskets.
that sometimes it gets
I'll leave
hard
that
to
up to
keep
remind me
doing
we
it
gotta do something there.
every day.
Engine Earls. It's got Earl in it.
You gotta just keep doing it, I guess.
Viscosity,
You just gotta
We
keep
can
going
fire it
and
up on
going
this.
and going.
no problem. And I think it's even
And
maybe a quart low.
sometimes if you
something
make
like that.
something too
I've seen
hard,
some indications
you
here.
can't like keep going and going and
Quite
going.
frankly, I'm a little nervous. We got
So you have to
lots of
find a
new
way to
wings
like
out in
slip
the
it into a
passenger
new
seat.
gear so that
We got
there's
homemade
no effort
funnels everywhere.
in it.
The only thing we have
But if you make every task really important, you'll get tired. So it's like learning that balance
Smokes a little bit. Heavy smoker. Goes to bingo.
to keep everything going right.
Potentially, hopefully not.
But that's what I'm doing now. So I
Bring
turn on the
a
YouTube
shot.
so that I can at least
Pretty
go
nice
live,
rig
have
to
something
start
else to
off
keep me
with, yeah.
going. I'm not just listing. I'm not just watching a truck flipping video or whatever. It just kind of helps me keep going and going and going so that I can keep doing easier.
Usually knowing you're on the right path to get better.
We are not gatekeeping our life hacks, okay? This is how I prep for festivals with Capital One shopping. My outfits, Capital One hooked me up with rewards I didn't even have to look for at Free People and Nike. You have to stay comfortable. Hair, Dyson. Thanks to them,
I'm gonna
I
put
stay
some
on
marks
and now I don't have to
here
go
where the
look for it.
tripod things
This
go.
is real. All you need to do is add the free extension to your computer.
That That way, if you guys want to come outside when I take my breaks, you can.
Well, it's time we run a sparkle test on the rig here. And
I'll take you out with me too. No
Got
big
me
deal.
lightning coming out of the lightning whirler there. Very specific reason I picked up this battery. Well, you know, it was on sale and had to go handle. If I'm being honest, that's why. All right, side postulators. Not used to this rig. Oh, we're missing side posts. Well, we'll find a bolt and some washers. Looks like the charging whirler's the NASCAR on. The line comes right off of it, straight over to the battery. We got a weird filter and a hose, all sorts of stuff in here. All right. Fire test. Commence. Oh, I wasn't ready yet. How about now? Still not ready. Okay, here. Well, hearing the sizzling. Seeing smoke. I will just sit here and drink it up a little bit. You know, get the sniffer working in here. I gotta take some sinus medicine, don't I? We might be good. We might just be good. Well, we got a fresh battery in there. Let's see what we got. Volts, gauge moved. Clock ain't moving. Of course, it's rare that these even work. Ever. Lights. Oh, we got a domage. What do we got on the outside? I see a tail light. I'll be dipped. Both of them. Side markers? All right, we got one headlight. Hit the dimmer switch on the floor. That's right with your foot. See if that does it. There you go. We got both. I wonder, there must be an issue with the headlamps because there's like 8 of them over here for some reason. I wonder if we got wipers. Oh, be dipped. We got a stereo. Come back now. CD works. I can't believe it. I mean, clock doesn't work. That's incredible. I'm excited to see if that cruise actually still does something. Well, so far the electrical system on the truck seems to be in excellent condition. Pretty much everything is working with the exception of the power locks, which is probably just a switch. I haven't even tried the passenger side yet. Try the door lock on the passenger side. Nothing over there either. Oh well. Next, of course, does the key do the key thing to the starter? Does the starter turn the engine over? But before I do that, I'm going to get in there, disconnect the fuel line from the tank. I don't know what's in that tank. The gauge is saying a quarter tank of fuel. Hopefully the gas gauge works. But if there's still gas in this that's that old, who knows what we got, right? So let's not pump it in right now. So I'm going to disconnect that quick. We'll try the key. Somebody's been monkeying in here quite a bit. I got a quick disconnect right here. I can snip that off and then I won't succulate from the tank. The other thing that is normally an issue, any make and model that's this old with the dual tanks, see the Chevrolets and the GMs, they're right on the dash here. Normally they're going to be stuck in the LH or left-hand side because that's the driver's side. You try to switch tanks, there's a valve underneath the truck. Normally it doesn't work or gets stuck in between or whatever else. Probably not even going to flip that switch and just continue to use the left-hand tank. I can't believe the CD radio works. Got the pump disconnected. Let's see what happens here. Yes. Hey, that sounded even. Listen now. Lean in. What I mean by that is the gallop of the pistons. Usually if you got a piston down or something unhappy, it'll kind of well, it gallops, like a horsey or a pig or whatever, This one's pretty even across the board. Starter sounds healthy too. It's engaging right now. And then it's coming back too, though. It comes back on its own. Thank goodness. Putting starters in with headers is not fun. Well, we can move on to sparkles. We got to get lightning down the lightning hose to go into the sparkulator to make the fire in the piston. So I'm going to go try to find a blinky light. That's the cheap, easy way, because I'm lazy. We'll not even take the cap off the lightning whirler or anything. We'll just start there and then work our way backwards. With point systems, I like to start at the coil and the points and go the other way. But HEI, Titanic ran a couple of those, and well, they still work. That's what someone told me. So Bentley was standing right here when I was cranking it, and he said, "Hey, Dad, when you were turning the engine over, I heard a zapping noise." And I just had him go in and crank it. I heard the same thing too. Every now and then, zip, zip. So the lightning hoses are leaking somewhere. They're grounding out on their way. That also means I know I have spark at this point. But we should just, what did that one guy say? Trust, but verify. Since I'm not alone, I don't need to use my lone wolf. He's gonna crank it for me. We're gonna watch that light bulb. Hopefully it flashes. Go ahead. Yep. Okay. Nice. We've got sparkles. Like I say, one or some or all of these lightning hoses are bad. Could have some mice chews in it too. That's a really common reason they leak. Oh, look right there. This jacket completely split. So that is probably what's jumping right there. Who knows? I don't know. Well, that's going to have to do it for today. We're running into town to take the kids to a movie, but we'll be back on this bright and early tomorrow morning. Right now, everything is going great. Little man's got it cleaned out, looking pretty good on the interior. The electrical in this truck seems to be pretty good. The engine is not stuck, finally, for once. It's rotating, and we got sparkles. Tomorrow, we'll throw some fuel at this thing and hear it run. It should sound good. Headers, straight pipes, glass packs, oh yeah.
You can't have too much of a good thing. That's why USAA has continued to grow for over 100 years to provide the military community with exceptional insurance and banking options. Because at USAA, we take care of our own.
Sprout Smith number 3. It's just another grocery store.
With fresh organic produce everywhere, it's a bit like a wellness retreat.
Sprout Smith number 2. Eating organic is expensive.
Not when you've got surprisingly great prices on delicious organic finds.
Sprout Smith number 1. I'm not a Sprouts person.
If you like fresh finds and better for you discoveries, you're probably a Sprouts person.
Come see for yourself at Sprouts Farmers Market.
Well, good morning, and welcome to day 2. Hey, I left the battery on last night. She's hot, you know what I mean? But good news, rig didn't burn down and take the shop with it and everything I own. That's pretty neat. Well, let's jump right in, throw some Fire Maker on. It's not mouthwash, okay? Let's throw some Fire Maker in here, see if we get this thing to make some noise. This is approximately 53.642 to 1, 2-stroke and gasolines, oils, gas, I'm gonna try to fill the bowl here, if I can, or at least get a little bit of something in there. You never know. I've had a couple that they'll fire off, and then for whatever reason, they just sit here and they're gonna run for a minute. Plus, I want to see if the accelerator pump works. Might have to pick up a rebuild kit for this Quadrajet. Although it looks pretty good. That was way too much. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm going to jump in, twirl on the key, and see what happens here. If the battery's not dead. There it goes. Yes! It's idling. Something sounds good. Oh, that's the fuel pump. I got one on hook. A little bit of valve train noise, but not bad. Oh, the dip. It's not even smoking. How is it not smoking? What are the rings for in the seat? There's not even a lick of smoke coming out of the thing. Valve train is ticking away. Of course, it probably hasn't even built oil pressure yet. The thing is alive. I can't tell you how much of a relief that is, because I got big plans for this thing, like I was saying. It sounds pretty good. Actually, a lot quieter with the headers, the straight pipes, and the glass packs. I thought it was going to be a lot louder than that. Oh, that's fantastic news. I think I'm going to do that again, just, because. Fill in the bowl again. Way too much down the yap. Oil pressure here says almost 60. Charging. 13.4, 13.1. Wow. Yes, we got a runner. We got a runner. Oh, that's it. I'm sold on her. Now that I've heard it run, it sounds pretty darn good. You go ahead and invest the time and money and finish this thing out. So, new sparkulators, lightning hoses, cap, rotor, ignition module probably. Let's do an oil change. We got to grease this thing up, check the rear end, service the transmission, continue cleaning it up. Still got to pressure wash it, bring the paint around, wipe up the glass. We got a lot of work to do. And I got a big surprise coming on this rig. I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end, which means I got to have this done today. So, yeah, because we're wasting time. You know what I mean? We got a little man jammed in here. He's gonna take all the lightning hoses off for me. Lightning whirler cap coming out. Oh yeah, she needed replaced. Oh yeah, that doesn't look too good. Yeah, all these are running richer than Oprah. Bentley's pulling out all the old ones for me, and then I'm going to follow behind, throw in some new AC Delcos. They're definitely fouled up a little bit. The nice thing so far is they're all even and consistent in how they look. So basically the truck's just running a little bit rich, and probably been a while, since it was changed. We're just looking for mechanical damage or any signs of one running super lean or anything like that. Have an intake gasket leak or something like that, but so far so good. We got 3 left.
King Supers always gives you more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. King Supers, fresh for everyone.
So this is interesting. Bentley just told me that 7 was finger tight, and he couldn't get this one down here because of the header, so I went and got an open end, which you got to sneak in there to get to them sometimes. And lo and behold, number 4 was just flopping in there as well, just finger tight, back right out. So there's no way those 2 pistons were leaking wind. You might be gaining some HP here, fellers, quite a bit of them. One more, and we can reverse over the processes. Welcome to Derek's non-fiction storytelling time. Big blocks. Love them. Putting in sparkulators. With headers. Nope. But you learn a few things after you do this 6,000 million times. One of the easiest ways I found is take a regular, sparkulator socket. It normally looks like this. And see, I've cut this one down, fellers, so you can slip her in behind the header. The secret there is you can't use a 3/8 drive, it's gotta be a 1/2 inch. So the porcelain of the sparkulator shoots right through the end. Then a guy can take a 13/16, you know, and do the thing. You can also use a cat's paw. In some situations that works. And I also have this 5/8 that's ground on both edges, so it's sharp. You can get this under the header and actually tighten your sparkulator that way. I try to keep all these things handy. The guy's usually farting around with a big block somewhere or another. Sparkulators are in. Gonna get a new Akasev coil put on top. Cap. Start running the lightning hoses down. First, I gotta get a new ignition module put in. This little magic doodad right here is what makes the GM HEI such a legendary, iconic ignition system. It has all the magics inside of it. With the HEI, you hit it with 12 volts.
Shade left.
Simple, easy, reliable.
Shade right.
You never have to service things. Compare that to the Ford
Model numbers.
or the Mopar electronic.
Picture of each disc, actually.
Right? And I'm replacing this, even though it works. Here's why. Some of you are going, why? Well, here's why.
Each disc needs a
Reliability.
picture.
You know, if I'm selling it to someone else, let's just make sure we can get all we can out of it.
That they can
I
identify
also just
which
wanna
disc
check
it is.
Anyway, since I got it in my hand. it's
Then
put
I
in
go
on there.
model
You
numbers.
really only have to service these every 50, 75,000, 100,000 miles.
Let the AI pick
You know
up the
what I
model
mean?
number.
This one looks pretty darn original, if I'm being honest. One of the only reasons GM HEIs fail is people don't put the silicone
Switch them all
or
over so they can
lithium
see the
grease,
true
like
condition.
electronic grease or
Whatever it is, it is.
underneath of the module here to insulate that thing. This just sits in the base of the distributor there and gets cooked to death. This one
Let
had
them
it
see.
on there, which is probably why it.
A couple
still
different
works.
angles.
I'm gonna go ahead and put in this Akacel Performance.
86.
You know?
I didn't give it a number.
But again, if you replace these,
So I'm
do
gonna
not
delete.
forget to put this on there.
I'm gonna put the 10 in
They should
there.
be maintenance and worry free for however long you got the rake fillers. And I ain't kidding ya. There we go.
This one's number 10.
Here we go.
Put 2 pictures in it.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm just getting more and more limber, aren't I?
And then slip her in the baggie.
You can change how quickly or how slow your advance comes in just by changing these little springs there. Super easy. Okay, everything's lubed up, greased, plugged
Since
in,
I put the
ready
10
to rock.
in there,
Guy got in a hurry, made a mistake. I don't know.
I'll find a spot that's white on
I can
here.
make my first one. Okay. When I ordered sparkulator hoses for this,
Write a big
this
obnoxious
was
10.
a stock rig that had manifolds, so they're straight boost. That's not going to work. So I grabbed this.
And it's
MSC
going into
Street Fighter
A6.
kit. This is a backup independent, which also has.
You
big
do
bar.
that 30 times a
But you gotta
day
go through and
with
crimp
an
off all
average
your
sales
boots, cut
price
them to length.
of
So we're gonna end up, I
$50.
guess, with a custom set of wires
You're
on
selling
the rig.
15
And
of those
it's perfect
items
time to put
in 30
some
days
protecting boots
or in
on
90
this.
days.
These are from DEI.
15 times 50 is $700 a day you could make at a 50% sell-through rate. My sell-through rate's about 75%. This is a money-raking hustle.
I got just an open end.
Follow me for more stuff. I'm not just chasing subscribers. I'm showing you guys the path. This is what I've been doing. I showed my thumbnail up there. We've done over $31,000 in the last 90 days doing this right here. And the way that I operate my business, I don't have any money into these items. I've already broke even or have already made money on these items, and all of these items I have nothing into. So that gives me an advantage when it comes to selling on eBay. If everyone's trying to hold out at $85, I have nothing into these items. I can afford to sell 6 of them at $64 and move on with my day. This is awesome. This is how it works.
On the 40th try. So since it displaces water, once you lubricate your hose, you don't have to worry about it being in there. It ain't gonna hurt the electricity flows or anything like that. In fact, it's gonna keep
I'm trying to switch things up because I just listed a bunch of those
use that.
sand things, and sometimes I make mistakes when it comes to listing them. later.
hopefully we can get this
So I
thing
want
idling here in
to
a few minutes and
switch it up. I want to find a couple items
Well,
that I can
got
list
her
in
up on her
between
feet
those.
here. Let's take a tour. Let's gander. First of all, have some sort of push bumper on this thing. Someone just gas axe them off.
Look at
That's
this.
fine. I have a hunch. This is an oil cooler because I can still see the transmission cooler lines.
If you go on on
Deep
YouTube
front
and you're
sway
watching
bar.
people as they're doing this, they're not
Yep.
selling stuff like this, man.
Got an oil cooler on it.
They're not selling this stuff.
thing is
You got to
just
go out and find
monster.
this stuff
That would have been
and
accident.
recognize it as
Something's been in
money.
the transmission. What were they doing? I don't
List
know.
it
It's got
and
the
forget about it.
Original flex plate.
I mean, how much could this
Don't know about the rest.
how
This
much is
doesn't
this
look like
worth,
it's
guys? This
changed
is a drill bit.
based on all the grease.
Look at
and
this
whatnot.
thing.
Well, wait. I'll be.
What's hard about this is I don't know what brand it is. I'm just gonna have to take a picture of it, put all of the numbers that I see here in there, and hope the rest just kind of works out. Pretty wild
No fee, no
right
minimum
there.
Capital One 360 checking account due for you. Bank and
Really
send
weird
any
listing
Capital
there.
One Cafe. That's the stuff. Try a no fee, no minimum 360 checking account from Capital One.
Deep depth. It's got a reman transmission. Right there, I'm looking at it.
Pretty interesting
Sorry, I didn't
item
get
here.
So excited and yell. That's fantastic news. I wonder when that was done. She's the 400 anyway.
Okay,
Cut
so
the
these
big
numbers
box.
are hard to
Look at
read in the
To get the
pictures.
bend, they cut
You
it,
can see them,
bent it.
but
You know, it's not
they're
all
hard
the way
to see.
through, and then welded it to get
So
the
what I
angle.
do is I'll write down everything I
That
see
was
on
done
here.
Back in the day, and I ain't kidding. ya.
HSK
Got jips on here, no tips, but they are turned
A
down. Look at these heavy duty
63.
bags on here. I'm probably gonna forget, but we should throw some wind in those. See if they do something. Rear sway bar.
R
This thing is an absolute beast at that Poland.
16X
Tank switch later up in there. We're not even gonna
160.
attempt to switch them. Non-serviceable U-joints,
M.
we will grease that. And
G
we'll also pop this open. See if we
2.5.
got any juice back in this bad boy. I already went ahead and shot
It says
the
20,000.
because you probably know what's gonna end up.
542
Great. Just great. The
425
lack of rust
2.
kind of scares me. Kind of scares me. There ain't no.
So I know it's random, guys, but I put all the numbers that I found on that
Right
drill
here.
bit, I put on
Normally
here
this is
so that
completely
there's no
gone.
questions in the listing.
Floors are solid.
I
Inner
put that
rockers are
picture up in
solid.
there
Inside
and just
doesn't
take a
have that
picture
rust.
of the model number and the
all.
details that
Pretty
you know
sweet
about
truck.
it.
Bed looks great. Got a really heavy duty
Close up of the
rear
picture.
bumper setup here. Look at this thing.
Okay, now I want to show the
That
tip.
angle iron all the way back here. Channel
Just the
iron.
tip.
Yeah, that bumper ain't going nowhere. Somehow these tires held air overnight.
As close
I mean,
up
this
as
one, of
I
course,
can do it.
definitely should, but
Anything that they may want to see.
So let's go ahead and service this transmission, even though it's a reman. Let's put a filter.
There's some numbers down
Let's,
here.
Change on the oil and get the whole bottom side greased up. You know, can we get grease in there? And
057.
here and there, and you know, here and there, and here and over here, and probably skip that one. No, there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do too. Wonder
28826.
what Mark Chestnut's doing today. I think he's going back on tour. Could be wrong. Nope, definitely not. Looks like we got an AC Delco filter in here. That's good. That's good. Don't drink with carrot on. I am the
And so that they're not
Karate
confused,
Kid. No.
that's the numbers on the base.
Oil change is done. That filter in, of course, that's a lick.
Those are the numbers on the base.
Or the mileage on them.
And then maybe I'll try to get a close up of the inside of that sucker.
Moving it on to the shift machine.
Okay, so now I've gone all the way around it, and I've identified
identified
everything that I can.
Movement device.
Maybe I'll just show all of these holes.
This is a remarm.
So I'm gonna go bam,
But we got
quarter turn,
clearly.
all the way around.
Anyway, last time I
Quarter
did one of these,
turn.
I dumped 48 gallons of ATF on the ground.
These guys are gonna be able to see
This
every
time there.
everything in there. Now that that's done, I'll put A6 in it.
Oh, magical shift machine.
And that's it. It's listed. We'll see what happens with it, but I'll put it into the AI program and it'll list it on eBay for me. I use Better Lister. That's Tech and Sports listing program. Guys, just if you can ask me some questions. I don't know if you guys are putting stuff in the chat, but y'all, I have a lot of valuable information about this whole system. So let me know, guys. I'm not being cocky. I've done this for 8 years in a row,
New one's got rubber.
or 8 years in total. I mean,
Contents of the pan here look great. I mean, there's just a
so
tiny,
use me
tiny
as
bit
a
of
learning
material.
tool. I want to put money in
That's
your
gonna happen,
pockets. This
obviously.
isn't about
You know,
me.
for fresh rebuild.
It's cool.
Valve body, everything else in there looks fantastic. Gonna clean this out quick. New filter tray, pop her back in. Well, here's where we're at. Oil change is done. Got a new Wex filter tray in there, of course. Got the transmission pan cleaned out and looks really good in there. New filter tray in there as well. Went ahead and flushed the lines going to the cooler and everything like that. 90% flush. Whatever in the torque converter is in there, but the ATF that was left looked really good, didn't smell burnt. Also went ahead and put about a half a tube of grease in this thing. Everything that I could find, I just, you know what I mean, got her in there pretty good. Before we bring it back down, well, it's up right to my forehead here, you know, thereabouts. Let's go ahead and bleed on these brakes. So we ain't got, there's no pedal. We got no pedal. So
All right, my tub's getting heavy.
in there in a ladder. He's gonna pound on the pedal.
So I need to switch.
Old school way.
A6 is done. It's full.
Work our way around. I'll probably throw up another ladder.
I need to get another
somewhere.
tub set up, so I'll be back.
Juices and the wrenches. This is gonna be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to take luxury to new heights in the twin-turbo Infiniti QX80 with more standard horsepower than Cadillac estimated. Switch over to an IIHS Top Safety Pit Plus using Infiniti QX80. Sproutsmith number 3. It's just another grocery store.
With fresh organic produce everywhere, it's a bit like a wellness retreat.
Sproutsmith number 45. They don't carry the weird stuff I'm into.
Oh, we've got your weird stuff covered.
Sproutsmith number 1. I'm not a Sprouts person.
If you like fresh finds and better for you discoveries, you're probably a Sprouts person.
So we got back split so far. Those cracked. Up here, he's starting to get pedal.
Looks like we're moving on to A9.
Yep, go ahead, 10 hold.
So what I do is, when I notice that a tub is getting empty and I can fill it with listings, I put a little red sticker on the tub that tells me that that tub needs to be filled. And then inside each tub, I have a tag, identifier tag.
Okay, so again, please.
And that lets me put this as the last picture in my photo stack, and I'll always know exactly what tub the item is in. I also mark the listing with the SKU number A9 so that I know what tub it is, but it's kind of double protection to make sure that you're not making mistakes. That's what's going on. New tub is A9. We'll be filling that up here now. It's got some Jordans and stuff in it, so I need to like protect those as I'm putting some other like tools type stuff in there. So maybe I'll grab a bag for those Jordans real quick and bag everything else that I list in here.
Just in case it starts pulling a bunch of crud, stuff like that, we can kill the engine and we'll drop the tank and flush it, or if it's really bad, we'll replace it. But I went up here on the Q-Jet first. This is something you guys always got to do when you're working with the Q-Jet. Start there and work backwards with your filters. This is the one that I pulled out. Looks good to, you know, the eyeball. But look at this. It's plugged. That's what I'm saying. New one.
I've had these Jordans
We
forever.
got the flows.
I can't believe they haven't
So be sure
sold.
to check
The
that
other
when
one
you're trying
has
to get
like
fuel
some
flow,
poop
running
on it
plenty,
like that.
et
So I'm
cetera,
guessing
et
that's why it
cetera.
hasn't sold. So maybe I
Start
need
right
to
up
drop
here.
the price on
So
these.
what I'm gonna do is just plug this line back into the tank, prime it again, see if
Here's
this
the poop.
mechanical fuel pump is working. Hopefully it is. Bada
So that's a
bing,
lesson
bada
there. If
bang,
you're
or
buying to
boom,
sell,
or whatever the saying
like I
is,
didn't buy
got
these
you.
to sell, I just found them and I have nothing into these, so I
Okay,
thought I
I'll
would
go
try
grab
it
the Wix
with
fuel
the
filter.
stain, but they've been listed for 4
Get this
months
line
probably,
Well, if
and I
you've
haven't
got a
had
hot
any love
monitor,
on them, so
You've got a fuel line running.
it's a good lesson to learn.
You know what I mean? A lot of OEM applications run the fuel line between the charger whirler, right smack up against the block and the head, and then over, or they come across the valve cover, things of that nature. Maybe you're running your own fuel lines, you got a hot engine compartment, you've experienced a vapor lock, and it's one of the most frustrating things ever. And it always happens when you're at a green light. You know what I mean? It's time to go. No, vapor lock. I'm gonna get ahead of the curve. It's pretty common in big blocks for sure. There's a lot of heat under here. And this one is not using the OEM steel line that comes up between the charger whirler and the head, thank goodness. But it is just a rubber line laid across the valve cover like that. So I'm gonna use this DEI vapor block fuel line split sleeve. And this is what comes like in the package, but I use this all the time. So I've got sticks laying around, usually this long cut.
Alright,
All you gotta do is
so
roll
that's
your fuel
basically
line
what's
in here,
going
peel the
on.
sleeve
Let me
off,
flip
stick
the
it
camera,
down,
I'll show you what we're
you're good to
listing
go.
here.
That's gonna save the head.
This is what we got going up here soon. This is my stack of clothes that I've got to be listed. This is the new clothes setup. Hi, baby. So, looks like this. When we're shooting clothes, we pull these out and we put those up here to shoot clothes, and we'll shoot clothes like in a huge batch. Right now, these are just kind of staging here to get ready for shooting, but good stuff in here. I don't know what this diver's vest is gonna go for, but pretty valuable stuff there. Harley Davidson, Carhartt, all the normal stuff. We tend to sell a lot of like outdoor gear, so you know, LSU stuff, O'Neill motocross pants, some vintage Guess shirts, Armani Exchange. That's the kind of stuff we do for clothing. This is the bin that we're filling up right now. This is my bin system. I told you about the stickers. I told you about the bins. This is everything that we're filling up. All of this needs to be listed. So everything comes down into the basement. We put it here. It gets grouped and ready for listings. We clean out storage units. So we find stuff like this all the time in big bulk. I separated all of these by what they are, and I haven't listed any of these, but these sell for like $30 to $40 each, 50 bucks. So look at how many we have there. This is a real hustle, guys. This is the real deal, coming up with nothing type stuff.
What's he even doing?
These are $40, $50 each. Look at how much money is here.
Going through and
All of
replacing
these.
every single vacuum line in here. I'm just pulling them out, handing them
All of
back
these
in.
little drill bits.
He's picking the correct size, measuring.
Dang, there's not
cutting,
one in there.
and putting back in. Tedious, but a lot of these lines just are so cracked up and split.
And then they get
We'll
small
never get
too.
This thing dialed and turned in right with vacuum leaks. Well, let's give her another rip.
See,
See how it's
Mitsubishi
working
Materials.
man to man.
It's got the model number right
All right, go
there.
ahead.
It's mint for listing on eBay. Look at that.
It's full of fuel.
You take a picture of the model number, you show the
Go
bit,
ahead again.
and you list that thing. Harvey Tools. I saw these selling for really good money, over $50.
Got some grams in the fuel line. Let me
$50 each.
pop that out quick.
Scuba gear. This is 2 of these.
Okay, go again.
That's big money. It's got to be. More of these
Check in.
random parts and pieces that need to be listed today.
Yeah.
I listed two of these. I listed two of these on eBay yesterday that were brand new, and they listed for $100. Brand new. So if you find a set with the same numbers on it, one day I'll have to sit down and organize all the numbers. But then you sell those in used condition on eBay for like maybe $50 each.
For a minute.
$50. $100. $150.
Where we're at, I believe, is the needle and seam.
Pretty crazy the possibility here, huh, guys?
Where I let the fuel go in, fill the bolts, and the idle circuitry isn't idling. Because I can run it all day long off my little makeshift.
Pretty cool.
So what I'm going to do to try to prevent...
And like, guys, it gets bigger too. Like, look at this one. This is a whole box of the bigger ones.
No, I can't either. I'm going to take this total end
And these are just nuts.
pour it in this bottle. This has got gasoline and on it. Mix this up good. And I'm going to put this through the vent tube. Fill the whole bowl of the carburetor in it with this here. This stuff dissolves carbon.
Guys, I think this stuff's worth a lot of money.
It dissolves stuff.
It's got a brand, it's got a model number, it's brand new.
15, 20 minutes.
What are those gonna go for?
And then I'll wrap
Man, I
on
smashed
again
my
with
finger
carburetor
up cleaning these units out. My hands are rough.
And then we'll be good. Bleed, you.
Yeah, that's
I got about half.
basically what those are looking like.
While we're waiting for that to
But if these numbers are
I'm gonna
right,
pour in this radiator
I'll double check
really.
each number. That's pretty easy listing right there.
Also makes the stuff-
Good for the buyers.
Works really good with
Bam.
water or any sort of glycol.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm taking a break here.
36, 40, 60, 88,
That's
40.
what's going on. Trying to work through it.
It'll work with
Just stuff everywhere right now. Show you my shipping room. This is my shipping room. Everything you need. I do all of this out of my basement. Here's some cool stuff up in here, man. Swisher Sweets. Iceman, Chuck Liddell. That's a $400 one. Vintage MTV. Got some really cool stuff. Arrowhead collections. This is my UFC collection. It's my Mike Tyson card. That's a joke. Sealed Urza. Come on, man, I got some shit now. Alright, guys, I'm about to get off. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.